Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of SimCity Ultimate City. I keep calling it the Ultimate City. Actually it's a city on fire. I've only just noticed this. The game was paused a moment ago. Let's have a look at the fire department. Wow, and these fires have started to spread straight away. Well, that was not how I planned on starting this episode. I actually wanted to talk about how we're kind of getting away from the Ultimate City thing. So I got the basics of starting a city down. However, developing it into these, larger population sizes is not going so well. What did I want to check over here? See how many of them were out on the street. I've forgotten how you do that now. It's probably quite simple. Normally it tells you how many are out on patrol. At least it does when you click on the police station. Well, it says out on patrol. I don't know. Anyway, there's a few things around the city that we need to do this episode, so hopefully the fire situation will be taken care of, except now this building's on fire. Let's just pause for a second and look at the water situation. So every building has water, it's nothing to do with that. I have no idea why these buildings have all of a sudden just started burning down. That's very strange. Hopefully the fire department will be able to take care of that. But we have some problems in our city now, problems that I can't seem to get my head around at the moment. Traffic, which is pretty predictable. This road here gets really congested, and since the last episode I've made a few adjustments to it. I've made a curve here so the intersection is a little friendlier towards traffic. I think I might have to move the coal mine so it's on a road further down, because the intersections when close together like that, they really seem to slow the traffic down. So that is another thing that I want to try and remove, is more intersections. So speaking of that, there is a small adjustment over here that I want to make. I want to get rid of this one right here. It's quite close to this T-junction, and it's not necessary to be there. What we could have is the cars go around and drive up to this one. So it means I have to go slightly further, but it slows down, or it speeds up the traffic, I think is what you would say. And that appears to have gotten rid of our park as well, so that's something that we're going to have to replace. That shouldn't take more than a moment. So let's go and put that down over on this side now, since it's not going to have a road to connect to on the other side. Okay, and there we go. So we got our parks back. That's going to keep the land value up. Hopefully that will make a difference. And what we want to do here is add some shops. No, I said shops, I meant residential. But here's a cool thing. Let's look at the stats again. So everyone's employed and everyone is a satisfied shopper, which is good. So although we do have some unsold goods, that's interesting. But we're still on track to make a very good city here. And the student thing, that situation just won't go away no matter what I do. In fact, I turned off one of the classrooms here because we never seem to get above 1,500 students. But I think traffic is actually affecting how many students are getting to school at the moment. If you see here, it's night time. We just have too many intersections in this area for traffic to flow. So the main thing to look out for is this little bit here. When you have roads connecting this close, it just means that traffic moves from one bit to the next a lot slower, because one or two cars will move because that's only how many cars can fit there, and then the rest will follow after. So what that means we need to do is get rid of this road here and probably put in an intersection there, although it's going to be a tricky one, isn't it? I'll tell you what we'll do for now. We'll just remove this road completely. Or actually, I did have another idea what we could do here. But look how quickly all of that traffic moved, because what it can do then is it can let through a large section of traffic all at once that can fit into the next road here. And because we have that small little section, it just really slows things down. And you saw how quickly this situation has been resolved there, so it seems like that is a very good idea. But here's another little idea I had. Can we run this road parallel to our main road? This might be a little tricky to do. We've got to be careful about how we do it. And because of the whole road snapping thing, it does make it a little difficult to do this. But what if we were to bring a road like that too close to existing intersection? I think it's just too close alongside the road to add it. Or it could be because the road comes too far across this way. But let's just give it one more try and see if we can get that in there. So this time we're not going to come down quite as far. Can't go down like that. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to be here forever if I try and do that, but that's made a huge difference to the traffic there. I'll definitely be keeping my eye on that. And this building here has now burned down to the ground. It's quite unfortunate. And what about these ones? Well, they're still on fire. Where are the fire brigade? Let's have a look. If we click on that one, can we see the vehicles? Well, the vehicles don't appear to be there on that map. Or any of these, really. So I don't know where our fire trucks are. That's not good, is it? Let's have a look. Can we see any fire trucks? It's quite worrying, actually. I can't see any. So what's going on here? They've all got a fire truck. Did I forget to add something? Ready to respond to fires. Well, there are fires in the city, so why are you not going and putting them out? This is just typical Simcity, isn't it? Don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but for some reason... wasn't this building here on fire as well? Actually, I could just be remembering that wrong. But yeah. Oh, and... what's going on here? Oh no, there's a fire, but they're still happy. So strange. So yeah, anyway, we need to do the same thing over here. So the reason that the traffic is... I mean, it's definitely the reason now that we've seen it. Traffic is moving slow around this area is because of this intersection right here. So when the traffic moves from that road over to this one, it can only move a couple of cars at a time. Then when they move on, the next two cars come round. So excuse me, just got to clear my throat there. So if we had this road further up here, it means that a larger group of traffic can move around at once. So we definitely have to do away with the coal mine and rebuild that. But something else we can actually do now is shut down the ore mine. It says running low on ore in the ground. It no longer gives us that estimated time left. But if we have a look here, we only have 2 of these running. I think it's time that we shut that down and moved on to another one. And because of the low amount of ore from that, I've had to actually turn 2 of these off over here, I think. So we need to figure out where it is we're next going to put our ore. So this one is the ore mine. Now in the middle looks like a tempting place. We're not going to put it over here until we're done with the coal. We could possibly put it there, but it would only be a small operation, so that'll be something to do for the future. And over here would be a good place to put it as well. But I think we'll start off with this space in the middle since no one else is using it. If we put this right there on the corner, although I'm just thinking we'll be drawing traffic to the centre, which is not necessarily something I want to do. But I think we'll be alright. And I think it would be okay to place it on the avenue as well. Yeah, we're going to place it there, right. And my plan was to extend these over in that direction, but actually I've just realised it's not going to make it all the way over there. So we just want to kind of get as much from this area as we can. So let's put one on that side, one on that side, and then pretty much the same thing again. Although we can actually go in this direction a little bit. That would be a good idea, I think. So we're going to get a lot from that area right there. We're going to put a sign up. Supposedly that helped workers find the building, and then we're going to put down our extra trucks, so that's all of them on the site, because on the last site we couldn't put an extra one of these in. We could only have 3, and I think that's because we kind of built a lot of stuff around it. But when people go here and start working, then we'll shut down the one over on that side. That's the best way to do it. And it's quite possible we could up our operations soon, you know, put down another ore mine over here as we get more people to work more jobs, although we actually have... Oh no, wait a minute, I've got that one the wrong way around. Let's have a look. Yeah, we need more people in the city because we still have unfilled jobs. But as they go away, that means we can make more ore mines, and then we can import coal and up our operation, which is exactly what I want to do. But let's have a look. Let's have a look around the place. So I think the coal mine needs to be rebuilt, and there's no real reason to wait around for that to happen. Also, this is always full. You can see 195 there. I've kept my eye on that recently because I played a little bit off camera in between this episode and the last while I was waiting for this to run out. And some of these ran out of ore, as you can see there. Yet this thing always had around 200. It only went down a little bit. But we need to decide where we're going to put our new intersection. I think it just makes sense to put it over here. So, actually, we're going to be a little bit limited by where the coal is. So it's more on the other side of the road. Basically, everywhere we can't build it is kind of where it all is at the moment. What we would do is simply build it in the exact same spot. Maybe we'll give ourselves a little bit more room. And we'll put it on the other side of the road. So we'll go up like that. And we'll use the high road. And it snaps to that point there. Why does it snap to that point? What's so significant about that? I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to go up like that. And then we're going to have to say goodbye to the coal mine. And because it's in the exact same place, we're not going to be able to replace it like we did with the last one. So now we should see the traffic here go around a lot quicker. There you go. All of it eases up now. That is doing away with our traffic problems right there. But let's slow down the city speed right there, or the gameplay speed, and let's put in our coal mine. Put it right there. And then we can put our extra shafts at the back, so one on that side, one there. We're not actually going to have room to put 4 on this side, are we? Now here's a mistake I've made already. We can put an extra 2 there. It's not the ideal place though, but I don't really want to rebuild this. We're going to put that one there like that. And I think that'll do. So extra delivery trucks. And then a sign like that. Excellent. And I think I've just realised why we haven't been able to put 3 of these over here, the delivery trucks, and I can't click on edit. Oh, what happened there? Oh, what happened to our buildings as well? Let's check on our burning buildings. They are still on fire. That has got to be a bug of some sort. And I swear I didn't notice that before I started recording. It was literally as soon as I hit record I noticed that they were on fire. Now let's come over here because we're pretty much done with this now. So if we destroy this, can we actually build 2 in its place? No, there is actually just the one snap point. Okay. I thought maybe I positioned it, say, in the middle of 3, and then that meant you couldn't put one either side. But there we go. We have solved a couple of traffic problems. That's a good start. Are we ready to shut this down yet? Let's have a look. So this is working. It's got some delivery trucks on the go. What do we want to check? The amount of jobs. I don't think there's really been too much of a change there, although I didn't keep my eye on the exact number. But I think it's now time to shut down the old ore mine. And then we need to look at the pollution situation that it's created. So that can go, and so can that stop there, because that was exclusively for the ore mine. And now we need to look at how badly it's been affected by pollution, which are these ones right here. So germs, there's a bit of germs left over in the area. And if we have a look, there's kind of like a diagonal line like this, and I bet you that's probably the wind blowing it over in that direction. So air pollution, what direction is the wind going in? Yep, it's going in that sort of diagonal direction like that. Okay, so look at that. We don't want to build houses on that. We want to get rid of as much of that as we can first of all, which is actually going to take a long time. So if we plant down a load of trees, then we're basically going to put our new buildings on this side of the intersection right here. Okay, and the rest of that is fine. So let's plant down the trees first of all. And you know what, I was really hoping to just plop down some houses straight away and increase our population. Which is something I really want to do with the lowest population, because they take up the largest amount of jobs. We can also get rid of that park as well. That's there to remove a negative effect and not to increase land value. So that saves a very tiny amount of money right there. I think there's another one around here as well. Let's just keep our eyes peeled for a moment. Actually, I do believe the other ones are for this one over here. So there's a park there. And that building is abandoned because of crime. Need to check on the crime situation, it sounds like. But what are these 2 buildings right here? They are shopping ones. And we do not need too much more shopping. So we're going to have that for shopping and that right there for residential. And we will probably build our next road somewhere around here. In fact, why don't we put it in now? It doesn't make too much of a difference. Probably going to remove this one on the end here as well. That'll become kind of pointless, although if we remove it, it's not exactly going to be used if there's another one here. So let's put that like that. So this will probably be residential, then this will be more residential and then a little bit of commercial in between, and that'll be the last of that area there. But I wish I had planned this out differently now. This should be a lot bigger, and we can still make modifications. We've actually just set down this in the middle of where I'd probably make the modifications, which would be to move this avenue right here all the way back up there, and then we could extend this further. However, that would mean that everyone who lived in this area would have to travel further down to get to these roads, which could cause, you know, long journeys to work and things like that. And our buildings are still on fire, of course they are. So I think that was all of the jobs that I wanted to do. I had a look around before I started recording and checked out all the different things. So traffic here looks to be just fine. And there are a few other places where traffic's going to be a little bit of a problem, like here for example. They're too close together. However, that's probably going to affect traffic coming out of this region more than it is coming in. And I don't think that's too big a problem. But that is something to consider, isn't it? So let's have a look for other places where there are intersections too close together. It doesn't really appear to be any in any key areas at the moment. And this bit definitely has cleared up. So if you're having traffic problems in your city, then it could be because of the distance between each intersection. And so this bit over here seems to be just fine, although there's not a lot of people going into this area or coming out of it. Right, so what are we going to do next? Let's have a look at our population. We do need to get some of the high class, and I think what I'll do is make a small high class area up here. But I think we need to expand our lower residential as well. So all of this bottom area will probably be saved for the medium wealth. And then above here, I think it's going to have to be a little bit of medium wealth as well, and then some high wealth up the very top. It's really hard to decide what to do, to be honest, because I'm looking at a lot of this and thinking that I want to change parts of the layout, and I don't want to make too many concrete plans, although the ones that we've made so far have been well thought out and working really well. But another thing to consider is, now that we've solved a couple of traffic problems, maybe education will improve slightly. That actually does look like a lot of a larger number. Oh, look at that. Both were full, so we have to open the extra classroom here. And there's something else that we need to open back up as well, and that is our smelting operation, because we closed some of this down. So that's going to be open again. So is that. You can see they've both got plenty of coal. And these have plenty of ore and coal. How's this doing? Not much ore stored up. Tons of coal there. Lots of coal there as well. That's quite predictable. Maybe we actually only need one of these at once. But I think we're going to need more jobs in ore mining. And where was our other ore station? There it is, over there. Yeah, it does seem like it. I'll tell you what, let's build our other ore mine down here. It's going to take a long time to mine up all of the ore in the ground before we can expand this residential area, so it makes sense to start this sooner rather than later. So we want to go from... we could build it on that side of the road as well. I think actually we want to place this one on the avenue. So we've got to think about how far the shafts are going to extend. So let's build that right there. I think that's going to be just about right. Just trying to weigh up. Figure out how far these are going to go across. Oh, and look, it goes on the other side. Of course it does. How typical is that? Okay, so let's destroy that. Start over again. So how much money did we waste there? 22,000. Not a lot at all, really. Ah, this is interesting. So I can't go further across because there is a park, and that park can easily be moved. So let's get rid of that. Into parks. Takes forever, this stuff. And let's bring up the land value map as well. So, well, we've got one on that corner. That's actually where I was going to put it. And then if we put it along here, that building's going to get removed. Can we fit in one of those? We can. Nice, that works out well. Put in a little strip of trees. Okay, cool. So back to the city specialisation. We can get rid of the land value map. And we can put in our ore mine. So where do we want to start? We want to look at the radius around the outside there. And we want to get a fair amount of this. I think that's the spot to put it on. And now we can have our shafts going along like this. It actually doesn't look like they're going to get all the way to the edge of the ore, but we're going to get the bulk of the good stuff. There you go, it goes out to about there. We could probably put another one of these on the other side of the road. So I really need a way to expand our population at the moment. And I know we've got loads of space, but you have to be very careful with this stuff. Ah, now here's a problem. Where am I going to put my delivery trucks? Oh, actually, I can see the snap points now. I couldn't see them before. So we'll put those along the back there. Put our sign up. There we go, all good. Very good. So that's going to affect the jobs. Let's have a look at that. Okay, it seems about the same at the moment. But I think now what I need to do is think. I need to figure out where we're going to expand our population and into what area we're going to do it. And our buildings are still on fire. Well, apparently I've been recording for over 20 minutes, and that is our episode length. Really got carried away with that. It did not feel like 20 minutes at all. It felt more like 10. But at least we got some things done. There is another building that's on fire now. No doubt the fire brigade will not come to put that out, and it will continue burning like these other ones over here. I wonder if we can demolish these. It's possible. Yes, we can. We can demolish buildings that are on fire. Oh, no, I did not want to do that. Anyway, I'm going to demolish these episodes. No thanks. And I will see you in the next episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.